Hey, Psych people, boys and girls, Mr. Walls, here, and I hope you've been enjoying some of the vids. I'm starting to get some Zoom meetings going, and I will be doing my AP Gov today. And then I'll start, I think Friday, I'm going to do my first Psych Zoom, but I am navigating the technology, and I have an issue with my computer. That's why I haven't been using the Teams. I've been using Zoom because I'm having issues with Microsoft stuff. Surprise. I'm just like an Apple person. Like, I just despise non-Apple product. So my my Outlook or whatever it is out of date. My Office. So, God. Anyway. So that's where I'm at, and so for now it's Zoom, and I'm going to try and find a time to drop my computer off and get it completely updated, so that I can go to the Teams stuff. But for now, it's going to be Zoom based. Anyway, we've been learning about the brain and the different components of the brain, and we got into the old versus new brain and the functions of the brain, the different parts of the brain, and then we did a little bit of the neurotransmitter stuff. Now, where we're going from there is, and the reason you kind of need all that, is we are moving into altered states of consciousness. And this altered states of consciousness is comprised of sleep, drugs, hypnosis, and meditation. And it's not a remarkably long unit, but it is a really important unit, okay? Because quintessential to our mental health are these altered states of consciousness. Sleep is one of the most important things a human can have. Sleep is where the body recovers. It's a giant recovery mechanism. So you go into this state of temporary hibernation, and your body is able to slow down. Your heart rate drops, okay? Your body temperature drops, and the body your respiratory system drops, and the body begins to heal. In fact, I believe it's stage 3. Yes, stage 3 of the sleep cycle. And by the way, we have a sleep cycle here. Again, totally available online. But so once we get to that stage 3 into 4 sleep, you start to release growth hormone to help your muscle recovery. So sleep is remarkably important to us. People that don't sleep because of something like an anxiety disorder are far more prone to have major issues. Okay? Most of this research out there, and by the way, as you can see, we have 2 major full cycles of sleep, meaning you're going from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 into stage 4, and then back up, and you'll see REM here. I'll explain that. Okay, 2 major cycles, but we do have 3 cycles of sleep. Okay, 1 cycle that only goes through stage 1 and 2, and touches stage 3. But if you're not getting sleep, let's say you're getting 4 hours of quality sleep. The key there is quality. Okay, the key there is quality. So if you are, your body will acclimate to whatever sleep you're getting. So for example, let's take these heroes that are out there working 15-hour shifts in our hospitals. These people are probably only getting 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep in a night. So what their body will naturally do, their circadian cycle, okay, which is the sleep-wake cycle, it will compress so that they get through those stages of sleep much quicker because the body anticipates only getting 4 hours of sleep. This all comes down to, remember the term homeostasis. Your body, sleep is a remarkably important part of your homeostasis. You may notice that if you're really stressed and you go to bed and you stay up all night thinking about something, and that's probably common right now. If you go to bed and you're constantly thinking about something, you don't get quality sleep. You'll notice that the next day, you even if there's nothing really stressful going on, you'll notice that you are really stressed out. Okay, this is because your body hasn't had time to adjust, okay, to having very little sleep. So you've missed important components of the sleep cycle. Okay, so, and an important part of that is when we're going through these stages, okay, and I'm going to do a little drawing here. Hold on there. And this is a rough drawing, so forgive me. Okay, brain waves. As this would be an example of awake or REM. REM is rapid eye movement sleep, and this is up here right before you typically wake up, or the top of your sleep cycle, so that you'll go into your sleep cycle, you'll come out, okay, boop, 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 boop. And by the way, these waves are going from this up here to this as we go down. And then when you get down here, yay, they're nice and long. These long waves. These long waves are known as delta waves. And that delta wave sleep is where your body is hibernating. Okay? So that's kind of what the brain waves look like. So, as you're going through this process, your body is trying to get through. Okay, you go to sleep, and at that stage one, your eyes are closed, your muscles relax, they start to twitch a little, respiration slows, the heart rate slows, the body temperature goes down, and theta waves are going through your brain, and theta waves are a little slower than those waking waves, and you start to, as you get into the second stage of sleep, you start to get what are called sleep spindles. Okay, sleep spindles, and these are like short bursts of electromagnetic energy on the way into sleep. Okay, so most of your sleep is in that stage 2, 3, actually 3, stage 3. 40 to 60% of your sleep is in that stage 3. And you'll get these little bursts, and slowly those waves are getting to the delta level, to where you just are zonked out. This is those delta, when you are woken up from like stage 4, that is when you are just like, okay. So let's take a look at this, brilliant chart here. Okay, so here we are, we go to bed, okay. and our eyes are closed, okay? And everything's relaxing, and we are starting to fall asleep. You are still in this stage 1. You are still cognizant of the outside world, okay? But you are slowly falling asleep. Hopefully none of you are going to sleep right now, although I wouldn't fault you at all. And then as you get into stage 2, we are continuing this descent. The brain waves are slowing, sleep spindles are forming, and we slowly get down into 3 and 4 here, where delta waves start to, your brain starts to just go into a delta sleep. This is very deep and relaxing, okay? And then we climb up, and we do this full cycle once, twice. We do a partial cycle here, because as you can see by the chart, you're sleeping, and then you are slowly gearing towards the wake up. Okay? I'll go a little more, just a little more. And then you'll come, we're just gonna keep it real short here. And then it's beep, 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 beep. You are awoken. Now, very, very important to this is, are your REM stages, rapid eye movement stages. This is really funny when you watch this on a dog, okay? You see your dog, his eyes are shaking and his little paws are going, boop, boop. That's what mine does. I don't know what yours does. Maybe mine's having seizures. But when you see this REM cycle, the eye is moving rapidly behind the eyelid, and it's very easy to see someone in the REM cycle. And this is kind of when you want to wake up. You can actually get a sleep app for your phone, which will wake you up at the right time to feel refreshed. So as a teenager, one of the biggest problems is you don't get enough sleep, and you stay up super late. And then what's happening is in the morning, you're being woken up in stage 3 sleep, and your brain waves are super slow, and you wake up and you're like, rather than waking up at the time where it would be, this isn't so bad. That's all based on where you are within the sleep cycle. So one of my worst fears as a coach was Saturday games at noon, because what would happen is I would much rather have a kid getting up at 7 a.m. Okay, than what happens on Saturday is they sleep till 10:30, and then they get up, and when they finally get up, their circadian cycle is kind of out of whack, and their body just isn't in the state. It's groggy. They're in this sort of grog state. And so they show up to games and they're not, when you get out of routine, your body makes up for whatever it's, sorry, I'm adjusting. Your body's going to make up for whatever it's lost. So when you are only getting 7 hours of sleep on a weekday, come weekend, your body's going to be like, we're going for it. I can remember those days, sleep until 11, 12 o'clock, and you're like, oh God, I feel great. That's your body saying we need a bunch of recovery time. Now, rapid eye movement sleep, you are literally going through the imagery of the day. You are bing, 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 going through all kinds of images. And there's an element of dreaming to this. Now, you can dream in other stages, but the imagery of REM often produces some pretty wild dreams or hallucinations. And this is really important. We have found in studies that REM sleep is very, very important. Whatever is happening there, and remember something, Sleep is not a perfect science. We don't really know much about what's happening symbolically. We know what's happening biologically. We can monitor the delta, theta, alpha waves. We can see sleep spindles. We can see REM sleep. We can see all of this. But what is the purpose of that imagery is going to be the really, that's the theoretical part of the sleep cycle. So, in that rapid eye movement, you are confronting a lot of imagery. A pretty widely held belief set is that your hippocampal region, okay, which is like hippo, horse. Is that horse? Hippo? I guess it looks like a little horse in the brain. Your hippocampal region is where memories go from short term to long term. And a lot of theorists believe that hippocampus is actively taking imagery and deciding what should just be discarded and what should be kept for survival. That's often what could be happening there. I will talk a bit about dreaming from an archetypal standpoint at some point. One of the things that with my remarkably useful degree in theoretical psychology, the focus of my degree was the subconscious. So as we've talked about Freud and then Carl Jung, Adler, all of these neo-Freudians all tried to assess more or a more symbolic meaning to those dreams. So we'll kind of talk about dreams. And so what I might do is I think I'll do a Zoom. And when I do a Zoom, we'll talk about things like how we're coping with this stuff. And if anybody has dreams they would like me to analyze from a Jungian perspective, I'm happy to do that too. But just to review the stages of sleep, if you need a screenshot, are, and by the way, again, the normal caveat, you will find much better charts online, but this is just to accompany you during my lecture. So there's your sleep cycle. You go into these stages and you come out of those stages 2 complete times and 1 partial time. Then you have your REM, rapid eye movement sleep. Sleep is remarkably important to the recovery of the human body and mind. And I will have an article for you to do on the sleep cycle and anything. I don't care. One of the things that's been really nice about the articles is people are finding subjects, and this is the whole point of a senior elective, is to find stuff that interests you and apply it. Okay? This is the point of psychology. Okay? Take sleep, go find something that it interests you, and boom, do an article, write me a beautiful summary, annotate it, and everybody wins. Okay? So keep an eye out for a Zoom invite. I'm having trouble getting a live link, but if you just cut the HTML and post it, it does take you there. For what it's worth, I'm trying to get this technology stuff down. Love you guys and ladies, and keep fighting the good fight, and miss you. And boy, I can't wait for this to be over. And I want to see you all graduate. I don't even care if that's in August. I just want to see you all graduate. You've been champs, man. You have been freaking champs. Your patience is appreciated. It's going to make me tear up. You have just been awesome. And your parents have been freaking awesome. And I love you all. And this has just been so... We'll talk about coping. I'll get some Zoom stuff and we'll talk. Anyway, God bless. Be strong.